Welcome back, everybody. Max Tim here. We have Scott Marcus, as always. Fantastic Short Story Society, and we're going to review a trailer. Maybe not review. I guess it's a review. It's a reaction to. We don't want to make it out as like we're the experts here. Like, this trailer is no good. It's just our response to the trailer, and we want to know what your responses are. So what do we got? What do we have?
And we kind of can't know if it's good until we see it. You know,
we haven't watched it. We have not seen the trailer.
Well, we haven't seen the trailer, but we also haven't seen the movie, so we don't know if it's good representation. We can only say, does it excite us to see it? But by Max's request, we are dipping into the world of M. Night Shyamalan, and we're going to take a look at the movie Trap. And before we look at the trailer, we always just take a quick look at the other materials around it, starting with this. It's not really a log line, but it's kind of a log line. The IMDb blurb, which I haven't read yet, a father and his teen daughter attend a pop concert, only to realize they've entered the center of a dark and sinister event. How do you make that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. It seems kind of silly that they wouldn't know that they're going into this event. But in a previous episode, I was talking about how important it is in some form of a log line. This, I think, is probably a little too short, but the situation is so obvious, and we can assume a lot in terms of what may take place within that situation. We have a character, we have two characters within a conflicting situation. At least that so-called logline is giving us that. I know I'm going to live in that as the audience member within the second act. That is what we need to be doing with the logline. I'm not saying this is fantastic or anything, but it at least gets it across. Like, okay, I kind of know what this is.
Yeah, I guess we see the world, but I'm just thinking, okay, father, daughter, they're going to see Ariana Grande. I'm guessing, I mean, if it's a pop concert, I'm thinking it's big, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like how can you do something like, literally, what if somebody of that stature is putting on a concert and turns out it's a dark and sinister event? I'm not quite sure yet.
It may be a play on how we get pulled into certain situations of society, and we just go with the fame of it all, and we become so attracted to the popularity of this one person, and then they flip the switch a little bit and we realize, this person's a part of a cult. I don't know. I'm I'm guessing, because a lot of people who are not huge fans of Ariana Grande or Taylor Swift, or they'll probably be like, look at these crazy people, they're a part of a cult.
I like that. And then the poster actually makes me think more of like a Liam Neeson thriller, more so than a typical M. Night spooky horror movie.
The tagline, though, I guess you could say a tagline: 30,000 fans, 300 cops, one serial killer, no escape. Now that feels much different than what that logline read.
Right. Yeah. No hint of a serial killer.
Right.
Then I guess you can still get into that world of splitting hairs. Charlie Manson, he was a cult leader, as we were talking about cults or cult-like followings, but was he a serial killer? He didn't do any of the killing, but he still led to it. I don't know. And it's interesting that above the title, a new M. Night Shyamalan experience. So is it new just because it's a new movie, or is it a completely new genre, something very different for him?
It doesn't seem like it from what I can tell. The fact that there's one serial killer within this group of 30,000 fans, it's a sinister event or a dark event because of this one person coming to kill people within this thing. But to me, that just feels like another horror movie.
And it, those cabin in the woods type movies where one by one people get knocked off. This could be a very long movie with 30,000 fans.
Let's do it.
Starting hot.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay, Dad.
Good luck.
What's with all the police everywhere? I'm not supposed to tell. You know the butcher? The freaking nut job that goes around chopping people up? The feds heard that he's gonna be here today. So they set up a trap for him. This whole concert, it's a trap. They're watching all the exits, they're checking everyone that leaves. There's no way to get out of here. I've never felt this before. I feel out of control.
Shoot left. Where should I put her?
Thank you.
This individual that we're searching for won't panic. He's realized he can't get out. He's going to try to cause chaos.
Dad, what are you doing? You're acting weird.
This dude is next level insane.
What's happening?
I think you're looking for me. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry.
How you all doing? You having fun? Woo! Come closer. What's going on, Daddy?
Open the goddamn door! I can't get away. I can't stop. I'll just do this one last one. Enjoy the rest of the concert.
Well, I was way off.
I like our ideas better.
I don't know. It's so funny because my reaction to the cop telling him what the deal is with all the police officers being there, I was like, how freaking lame is this? It's just like, tell him. I'm like, seriously? And then the weird long smile that Hartnett kept on his face, and I was like, wait a minute. And obviously the deal is that he is the butcher.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to think that I'm going to have to root for the guy.
Right.
You
You're
know?
kind of an American Psycho style,
Yeah.
where the bad guy is your anti-hero.
Yeah, I'm actually very intrigued, to be honest with you, to see how are they going to do this, because the guy is a father. He's got a young daughter who obviously cares about her dad.
Right. Yeah.
And so interesting. Is this like is this someone who's dealing with these serial killer issues, and he doesn't want them, or he really wants them? And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
And how can they get beyond the huge need for a suspension of disbelief? Because obviously this is so unrealistic about how the police would go about this, just having cops with guns all over the place. Because that in the moment took me out of it. Seeing some of that stuff, I was like, oh, come on, this is a little ridiculous. But I like to just go along for the ride. And even if it's pulling me out that much, that means it's pretty out there.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways I'm okay with the suspension of disbelief there, because it is just kind of, I'm okay with the silliness, but there does come a point where it's like, really, they would deploy this many police officers? They're going to have to build up the fact that this guy is the worst, like he's the worst, which then could overpower his actions and reactions within the situation, especially with his daughter. And then how are we going to be able to allow the audience to continually care about this guy, either getting out or whatever?
Well, then the big question is that, okay, so they're searching or checking everybody on the way out because they know he's here and he's going to leave. I'm guessing, well, they set the trap, so they knew he was coming. Well, why aren't they checking everybody on the way in?
Yeah, right.
And then you don't have to have him sequestered with 30,000 possible victims.
Yeah, and then what kind of horrible mess would you have? Like, let's say a police officer spots him as he's coming out with these 30,000 people.
Right.
All these poor young girls are going to be just traumatized as they take down the biggest serial killer ever or something. I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see how he pulls this off.
Yeah. Is it going to work? What kind of track record does he have at this point as well? Because, I mean, obviously, in the later 90s, when The Sixth Sense and Signs and a lot of these other movies were coming out, people were going to see him. He is the current great storyteller. I think his star has faded a little bit. I mean, some people would say it's completely gone, but he does still have a fan base, and who will always come out to see his stuff. But can he transcend that and bring in a larger audience? Is this the one for that to happen? I'm not quite sure from that trailer for myself. At least.
I don't know. I mean, he's hit very obvious things: ghosts, aliens. I mean, there were a whole bunch in between. There's the Village. I actually kind of enjoyed. It's one of my parents' least favorite movies of all time. But
And The Happening is my least favorite movie of all time.
Oh, I haven't seen The Happening. Yeah.
Holy hell!
Yeah.
I just feel bad for those actors.
There was a recent one with a cabin knock at the cabin or something.
Yes, right.
And that was about the apocalypse. Now we've got one about a serial killer. So he's obviously choosing particular, easy to understand characters or situations, or even just, fan-based interest.
Right.
So that people would then go watch, I like serial killers. I like aliens. I like ghosts. That could be something we can learn from as writers. Let's just pick one really basic thing. Let's write a movie about, foxes. I don't know, whatever.
Foxes are hot right now.
Yeah,
Listen, as much as we like to ridicule, rightly so, the way a lot of the industry works with casting. Okay, you're a good actor, but how many followers do you have? Stuff like that shouldn't matter. But you could maybe take some strategic approach to saying, I have a story. I have this story that I want to write. What kind of SEO is out there that I could also fold into that world that might broaden the appeal? I don't know. I'm just spitballing right now. But
yeah, right.
It's a thought.
It's yes. Anything that's going to get someone interested. Because at the end, I highly doubt that many people, or really anyone, is going to be breaking down a trailer as much as we're breaking down now. People are going to watch the trailer. They're like, that's kind of neat. Or they're going to be like, no, it's not for me. That's probably the gist of how far they're going. And for me, my immediate reaction was, yeah, that's kind of cool. I'd watch that.
Yeah. And mine is, I guess I am intrigued to see how they make it work, but I might be watching it at home, not in the theaters, with my hand on the trigger, because I don't want to give it more time than I have if it's not keeping me. Because if it loses me halfway through, you might not get me around long enough for the M. Night twist at the end.
Right? Is there a twist in the end? You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you all thought and think. If you want to go see it, if you're not interested, what do you think about M. Night Shyamalan? And he's a part of the Hollywood canon at this point because of what he did with The Sixth Sense, and really even Signs. I thought Signs was great.
I like Signs.
And Unbreakable was really it was a great, well done movie.
That's my favorite M. Night movie is Unbreakable.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. So the guy knows what he's doing. He just, sometimes you don't get it right every single time.
Absolutely.
So at the very least, we applaud you, Mr. M. And we wish you the best with this movie. But in the meantime, leave your comments. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, I don't know why you're not. You're watching it. Just click the stupid button. Anything to leave us with?
Well,
Scott?
in the meantime, thank you, though, for watching. If you made it this long, you made it to the end. So we appreciate you.
Yes, of course. Thank you, everybody. This is the Fantastic Short Story Society. We'll be back with more trailers soon. We'll see you in a bit.